This is your 6th episode of Popular Polls, and I'm Alex, your host of this weekly show. Thanks to everyone who answered last week's poll, and I'm looking forward to your answers to this week's poll. Now, I'm seeing that we're kind of developing a habit here. We again have 2 answers, so if you know anyone who's interested in this kind of content, please feel free to shoot them a message, let them know about this, and hopefully we get to a more community style here so we can do some live polls, some live question and answer and streaming sessions in the future to get you into this show and to get your questions answered live here, either in German or English. I'm bilingual. We can get this going. All right, that being said, let's dive into the question and the answers to it of last week's episode. And the question was, given the Model 3's performance, range, and features, how much would you be willing to pay for it, or how much are you willing to pay for it? Now remember, we're talking about the current spec that's kind of on the way to me here, and that's the only one that is available in Germany still to this point right now, even after the big updates, which is the long-range, dual-motor, all-wheel drive version with the premium interior. There's also the performance version available, but we're kind of talking about the other one here. And again, if everything goes well, I'll be picking that one up on Wednesday. Fingers crossed. Anyway, we had the 5 answer choices again, and one of the answers went to option 35 to 45,000, and the other one to 45 to 55,000. That's 50% each, obviously. Now, these answers are super reasonable. I was actually expecting, I know these are not a lot of answers, but I was expecting people to be like, nah, I want to pay below 35 or something else. Because, again, the Model 3 right now, if you want to buy it, is actually, due to the recent price reductions, in that second range, in the range of 45 to 55,000. Now, if you add autopilot, you might go a little bit over, but still, this is we're already there. So this is really cool. Now, I'm more than excited about the recent announcements, as you might hear in my voice and as I've hopefully conveyed in my last videos, even though they might have been in German, about the $35,000 version that's out in the US right now that Tesla unveiled last week. And while that's of course not entirely the same version as we've been discussing in this question, it's certainly close, especially the range is not exactly the same, but it's still great to see that at least those who answered are confirming that the pricing strategy of Tesla is super valid, right? They're starting at 35,000 now and moving up, with the Model 3 to, higher numbers, obviously. But this is cool. This is great. Glad to kind of hear from you that Tesla is not completely going out of wild style here. Anyway, let's set a new question. Let's stay with the topic of Tesla and the Model 3s for this week's question. And I want to know this from you. Now that the $35,000 version and specs are out, which decision factor is most important to you? Now, I know there's a lot to consider when buying a car. There's more than one element to it. However, if you would have to pick one and one only, what's that? To answer, click on the pop-up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, which should appear right now. And these are your options. Number 1, price. Is price most important to you? Choose price. Number 2, range. Is the range of, obviously we're talking about EVs here, of an EV the most important factor? Go for range. Is it interior or exterior? Again, this would be kind of relating to the Model 3's now split up interior options in the US between standard interior, the non-premium style, the kind of partial premium, and the super premium one. Is it technology features, such as the availability of self-driving features, such as autopilot, for example? Or is it performance, something like 0 to 60 horsepower, kilowatt, whatever you want to look at? So let me know which of these factors is most important to you. Which one are you always like, no, I got to get that spec right, and then the other ones are kind of secondary to that. Same as last week, if you have additional comments or your decision factor is not listed in these 5 answer choices, feel free to leave a comment below and I will make sure to shout out your comment if it's relevant for all of us. All right, this week will be super exciting. Let's see if everything works out with the Model 3 delivery. So subscribe to stay subscribed. That's kind of past tense. Subscribe to get updates on the new content that I will be releasing. And remember, have fun. I'll see you in the next video.